What is going on, family? Welcome back to DXB Crypto. Hope you're doing well. In this video this morning, okay, first of all, wishing all of you a very, very good morning. I'm going to try and predict the future with a degree of accuracy using the global M2 money supply. Now, of course, M2 global is a leading signal for Bitcoin. Okay, that is it. That's all you need to know. It is not the US M2 that you need to look at. It is the global M2 money supply, which absolutely tells us the direction of Bitcoin. It has predicted that. It will continue to predict that. So I'm going to show you here. Okay, I'm just going to take this off so you can understand where we're headed, because this is such a brilliant indicator that you don't really need to stress about the market knowing how liquidity flows. That'll also explain the reason why Bitcoin is holding stable. When we considered the collapse of Bitcoin, because again, M2 money supply alone doesn't determine everything, but it is absolutely key when it comes to Bitcoin and Bitcoin's prices. So you will get periods where M2, especially global M2, so let's say this is where we are right now with the price of Bitcoin, okay? I'm going to put a mark on here so you understand exactly what I'm talking about. So this is where we are, okay? So what I'm predicting is the M2 money supply, okay? So I'm going to zoom into this bit of action over here so you guys can fully understand what I'm talking about. So let's look at this particular area, okay? Okay, if we're lagging this, I'm predicting a slight correction, okay? But I'm predicting in May, we have absolutely periods of rocket fire. And what do I mean by that? So if this is lagging, and this is what we're seeing right now, 23rd of April, there will be a pump, okay? You can clearly see here that M2 money has actually, into the future, really, the bottom being here, actually in this coming week, that we might see some good buy opportunities in the market. Okay, because I can give you some dates. I can say that on this particular day, M2 then rocketed. So if we put a marker here and we circle or we cross out another M2 bottom over here, you can see 7th to the 10th of May, right? So I think May is going to be rather the opposite of selling May and go away. I genuinely do believe that. May, it might be different this year, because what you're seeing is a rocket ship for global M2 money. And then I will show you the periods of cool off. Smash a like, guys, if you find this information useful. So what we're seeing there, and again, you know, this is where we are right now today, 14th of April. I've just marked that point for you because we are lagging global M2 money. So even if I put a line here so you understand exactly where we are, let me just stick this bad boy over here. So you can see the next kind of, you know, this coming week it is going to be quite choppy in the market. Of course, global M2 money did dip because it's forward looking, and then it picked up. And then what we had is we are going to rally a little bit. And then anyway, by the 10th of May, 7th to the 10th of May, we should see more liquidity in the system for Bitcoin to make its next leg up. Now, of course, M2 money then peaks in, what is the date right here? So we are peaking round about the end of May before we have a corrective move a little bit. And then, of course, you can see here, we have the first of, you know, we have one peak here, and then we kind of plateaued. But you can see, if you zoom into the M2 money supply moving forward, you would see there is a slight uptick here in that particular, on this particular level. Very, very clear, very straightforward, levels marked, and very, very kind of like this thing has predicted the price movement of Bitcoin every single time. So let's talk about some dates now. Now, no one has a crystal ball, but clearly, if I look forward to the M2, what I'm seeing is a choppy April, okay, with a slight uptick, and then really a takeoff in May. Now, April, the last week of April could also be different. Maybe the corrective week is this particular week here. Okay, so what does that all, what does it mean for Bitcoin? Now, you can see here, Bitcoin being in the yellow, and for anybody who really wants to look at candles, let me just switch this for you. They are printing money, and they are printing money like mad. Now, if you don't believe me, let's just go here. It's all in the charts. Bitcoin does what M2 does. There's no ifs, there's no buts, there is no maybes. Okay, Bitcoin follows whatever the M2 money supply does, and as of today, if you look at where we are in this candle, M2 money is continuously going up. Now, I did have another indicator that I want to share with you. Let me just get, yeah, so basically, all I'm saying is this is keeping me in belief, in check, and knowing that money is in the system and money is being printed. And you can quite clearly see periods in the next kind of 3 months where things could potentially be a little bit dicey. Maybe we bottom on the first week of May. All right. But between now, that dip this week, which is already happening right now, this is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. So I think the one thing I wanted to understand myself was, do we go away, sell in May and go away? And the answer to that is no, because May is literally the bottom of May. A lot of people will be shaking out, because I think the first week of May could be the rocket that we needed for the remainder of this cycle. At the very least, this is so, like, whenever it drops, price of Bitcoin drops. Whenever it shoots up, it shoots up. That's it. And they are printing that money, and it's happening all the time. Now, if we look at what else can we look at here? Let's put an indicator on this. So yeah, what you're seeing here is the exact same indicator, but if you look at this is where we are right now. So it's kind of reversing that, but at the end of the day, it's a leading signal, and I think you have to understand that the candlestick movements of Bitcoin always don't matter. You can put this into a line, and you can clearly see how that works. Now, what I would say is, possibility would be we rally towards 180,000 if this correlation remains the same. So we could potentially go up to 128,000 before seeing a corrective move. Now, that is providing that we hold off or we stay above 78,000, and we obviously are now trading at 85,000. So this is all going to work provided that we stay above certain key levels. But it doesn't take a genius to see, if this is where we are today, the price of Bitcoin, and you can clearly see that, and we've got M2 money supply doing this, what do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin? When historically, M2 goes up, M2 goes up, Bitcoin goes up. It lags, but Bitcoin goes up. And you can clearly see that across all of the runs that we've had. M2 Global is the king. It allows you to see the future. We are going to be locked in. And if I just give you a timeline, so you can see there's a period here between where we are now to the peak. So I think the next kind of 3 months may well be stay in the market for a little bit. So you can take profit out, And of course, we have a period of sideways. If you look at the, let's just go here. Yeah, we will have a period of sideways between, let's probably say between June towards the end of June. But that corrective phase, like 18th of June, it kind of bottoms here. The other date here is the 5th of June. And of course, the 25th of May. And these are all small corrections. Overall, what you need to be concerned about is the direction of the M2 money supply. And that plateau here, which is clearly showing you right where this is, that is going to be the period of sideways in the summer between, I'll just put the dates here for you so you can clearly understand what I'm chatting about. The crystal ball says right there, you have that period between, between June and July could be your sideways. But I think here's my thinking. What they're going to do is tell everyone selling may go away. 18th of May is the Fed pivot. They will run, and that actually, that is weird. Exactly what's how the M2 money is, right? Get us out of the market and then have a pump like DeFi summer, and then boom. Do the thing before, again, we need to see the indicator once more. But I can tell you right now, I can't predict the future, but I can, with a degree of accuracy, I can tell you between now and July, the market looks juicy, looks very, very juicy. Okay. And we may have this dip here because we are lagging this dip. So maybe that's what we're going through this week. I hope you find this useful, but I can tell you, honestly, with this M2 money supply going nuts globally, it's going to feel down to risk assets. And that is the only thing that's making me stay in the market in a manner that is consistent of what could be an alt season. Because otherwise, why are we here? We've got to ask ourselves why we're here. Global money supply is going up exponentially. I mean, we're talking about here right now to the top. We are at around, look at that, 160, nearly $158 trillion. The US money supply is around 21.7 trillion. But globally, this is being printed to the absolute smithereens, guys. I hope you find this video useful because I've just mapped out the next 3 months of your crypto life. Might see a dip here, but overall, they are printed money, and that money is going to enter risk assets and markets, guys. Okay? It's always followed Bitcoin. Why would it change now? Why would it change now? All right? So yeah, smash a like, man. Smash a like. It took a lot to obviously put this video together. And again, for those of you who want to see something more simple, I can just give you that. Yellow line is BTC. The blue line is the global M2 money supply. Money supply is, let me just clear all of these drawings. You can clearly see that Bitcoin is lagging global M2 money supply and global M2 money supply between this period and July. Is it July? Yeah, June 24th, which is where it is leading to, is going up positively. Okay, so Bitcoin should follow this. Then it goes through a period of sideways through the summer. And again, that could be an opportunity to take some profit, but sell it may go away, will be challenged by this. I don't know if it's going to play out 100%. I don't know if this is going to be, a period where we've had this. Look, from December, really, M2 money started going down. If we track this, we could have sold because it's lagging. We could have sold here. Look, 18th of December. Look, and the first week of Jan. Holy crap. That's all she wrote. M2 started moving one way, Bitcoin's likely to follow. So that crash, look how uncanny this is. This is absolutely ridiculous. It is absolutely incredible. The similarities between these two moves, I mean, it's exactly the same thing, right? Look at this. Look at this. You can't make this shit up, man. Anyway, guys, that's a very valuable information. I hope you like that, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Peace.